Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's episode, we're diving into a turning point of the story. Diep wakes up in the hospital after falling into the ravine, and James secretly takes her to the little house he built with his own hands just for her, only to have his powerful father show up and threaten to destroy DJ if he doesn't let her go. Will James choose family pressure or the woman he's risking everything for? If you enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episodes. Diep woke to the steady beep of a heart monitor and a dull ache in her right leg. White light pressed against her eyelids. Disinfectant burned her nose. This wasn't the tin roof of her mountain shack or the shade of pomelo trees. She forced her eyes open. White ceiling, metal railings, hospital. Memory rushed back. The steep dirt road, sacks of pomelos swaying. James shouting, "Diep, watch out!" The ground vanishing, rocks and sky spinning, then darkness. Diep. She turned her head. James was slumped in the chair by her bed, shirt wrinkled, dark circles under his eyes. When their eyes met, he shot to his feet. "You're awake. Thank God. You scared me half to death." Her throat burned. "Where are we?" "The provincial hospital," James said. "You fell into the ravine on the way back from buying pomelos. Villagers called for help. I went with the rescue team. The doctors say you're safe now." Her hand flew to her bandaged leg. Then another thought hit harder. "The money," she whispered. "The surgery, the bed. Where did you get it? DJ is still short on capital. Who did you borrow from? How much do you owe? I can't let you. Hey!" He moved closer, gently wrapping his fingers around her wrist. "Breathe. The surgery is done. Your job now is to heal." "I've already cost you so much," she choked out. "Your father kicked you out of the family company because of me, cut off your money, and now you've spent..." "Diep." He said her name quietly and she fell silent. "This is money I earned with my own hands," James said. "From DJ, from the farmers, from every trip up and down that mountain. It has nothing to do with my father anymore. I chose to spend it to save you." Shame and gratitude tangled in her chest. "If I hadn't been on that bike, you wouldn't have been on that road," she whispered. "I was driving," he replied. "And I didn't save you so you'd owe me. I saved you because I refused to lose you in some stupid accident." The monitor kept beeping steadily. Diep turned her face to the wall, hiding the tears. A few days later, the pain dulled. With a nurse and the bed rail supporting her, Diep tried standing. James hovered nearby. "Easy," he joked. "The floor isn't going anywhere." That night, when the ward was quiet, the doctor spoke with James outside. "Her leg is stabilising well," the doctor said. "If nothing changes, she can leave in a few days. But she needs somewhere clean and flat. No slopes, no stairs, and someone to stay with her." "I understand," James replied. He came back in. Diep lay still, eyes closed. "I heard," she murmured. "You should be resting," he said. "You're loud," she answered weakly. "So, I can leave soon?" "In a few days," he nodded. "That's why I want to ask you something." She watched him. "You remember when you told me your only dream was a simple house?" he asked. "A roof that doesn't leak, a small kitchen where you can cook for Nye. Nothing fancy, just your own place." She nodded. "After my father threw me out and cut off his money," James continued, "I decided I'd build something that was really mine. I focused on DJ. Whenever there was a little extra, I bought bricks, cement, roofing sheets. The guys in the village helped. Little by little, we built a small house at the foot of the mountain, between town and the village." He hesitated, then said, "I built it with you in mind, Diep. When things were stable, I wanted to ask if you'd live there. A new beginning? I didn't plan to tell you here, but here we are." Her heart pounded. "A house. For me. It's simple, but solid," he said. "Bed, kitchen, bathroom. A small sign out front. DJ Farm. Now you're hurt. You can't stay here forever, and you can't crawl back up to that shack. I want to take you there, look after you, make sure you really recover." Diep twisted the blanket. "If your father finds out you built a house for me, and you're taking me there," she said, You know he'll be furious." "He'll be furious no matter what I do," James replied. "At least this time, I'll be stubborn for something I believe in." "He'll think you're choosing me over him," she whispered. "He already took everything he could," James said. "The company, the capital, his approval. All I have left are DJ, that house, and the people I decide to stand beside. I'm done living by his rules." She searched his face. "If that house is really built from your own sweat," she murmured, "not a single coin from your father, then I'll try trusting you. One more time." A small smile touched his eyes. "Then it's settled," James said. "When they discharge you, I'll take you home." The day they left the hospital, the sky was pale. James helped Diep into a taxi, her crutches tucked beside her. As the car turned off the main road, she saw it. A small house with a red roof, a narrow garden, and a wooden sign that read, DJ Farm. "It's real," she whispered. "Of course it's real," James said. "Welcome home." He stepped out to open her door. Another car pulled up behind them, a black sedan. The slam of its door made Diep flinch. James didn't have to turn to know who it was. "Father," he said quietly. His father walked toward them, eyes sweeping from the DJ Farm sign to the woman in the taxi. "So this is where you've been pouring your effort," he said coldly. "Building a little kingdom and bringing a troublesome woman here to rule with you." Diep's fingers clenched around the seat. I can go somewhere else," she stammered. "James, just take me to the bus station. I don't want—" "Stay," James said without looking at her. His father snorted. "Even if that house is built with your money, you still carry my name. The James family does not live like this. Our dignity doesn't allow it." James met his gaze. "My dignity comes from my own work now," he replied. "DJ and this house are from my hands, not yours. You don't get to decide who crosses this door." His father's eyes narrowed. "Think carefully. Walk away from her and I might still help you. Take her in and you walk away from me." Tears spilled down Diep's cheeks. "Don't do this because of me. I'll go. I'm used to taking care of myself." "For once," James said softly, "let me decide what I lose and what I keep." Under his father's furious stare, he helped Diep out of the taxi. Step by step, they crossed the threshold of DJ Farm together. Behind them, his father stood at the gate, face like stone. He took out his phone, dialed a number, and said in a low, cold voice, "It's time we took a serious look at this company called DJ." James didn't turn around until the taxi carrying his father disappeared down the dusty road. Only then did he let out the breath he'd been holding. "Come on," he said softly. "Let's get you inside." The little yard of DJ Farm suddenly felt huge. Every step made Diep's injured leg tremble. James slid an arm around her waist, letting her lean on him as they crossed the short path and stepped onto the low porch. Inside, the house still smelled of paint and wood. One main room, a small bedroom, a corner kitchen, a bathroom at the back. Simple, but clean and bright. Through the window, the mountain stretched in a soft blue line. Diep slowly scanned the room. Rough wooden table, 2 mismatched chairs, folded bedding on the bed, a few bowls and plates on the shelf. "You did all this?" she asked. "With help," James said. "But every brick, every piece of wood was paid for by DJ. By me. Not a single coin from my father." He helped her sit on the bed. "Lie down. If the doctor saw you trying to act tough, he'd yell at both of us." He fixed the pillows until she was comfortable, then went into the kitchen. Water ran, metal clinked. For the first time in a long while, Diep felt something new. Not safety, but not that cold fear of tomorrow, what will I eat, either. James came back with a bowl of hot rice porridge. "It's not as fancy as hospital food," he joked, "but I tested it. I'm still alive," she laughed, then winced as her leg throbbed. He blew on each spoonful and fed her patiently, wiping the drops at the corner of her mouth. When she'd finished, James checked her bandages again. "Since when are you good at this?" Diep teased. "Since I kept having to bandage farmers' twisted ankles and cut fingers," he said, "and I watched the nurses." He sat at the edge of the bed. For a moment, Neither of them spoke. Late afternoon light drew a stripe across the floor. "You know your father won't stop here," Diep said quietly. "He's not the kind of man who throws a threat and then walks away." "I know," James replied. "He'll go after DJ." "That too." "So what are you going to do?" she asked. "You said you had nothing left to lose, but that's not true. You still have DJ, this house. You still have..." "Still have you," he finished. She fell silent. "I didn't build DJ just to fall over from his first punch," James said. "If he blocks one road, we'll find another. DJ exists to prove I can live without him. If he only has to glare at me once and I crawl back, then DJ means nothing." Diep looked at him. "You keep saying we. Since when did I become part of that we?" James tilted his head, thinking. "Maybe since the day you stood in the rain arguing with that trader who tried to cheat the villagers," he said. "Or since you insisted on carrying that sack of corn that was clearly too heavy. Or since you almost died on that pomelo trip and still apologise for the money," he shrugged. "I don't know exactly. I just know that when I picture DJ now, I don't see myself alone anymore." Her eyes glistened. She turned away, pretending to pull the blanket higher. "Don't say things like that," she whispered. "If I ever have to leave, it'll be harder." "Then don't leave," he said simply. Before she could answer, his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen. His smile faded. "Who is it?" Diep asked. "A big pomelo supplier," he said. "I'll take it outside." He stepped into the yard, but his voice still carried in. "Yes, Uncle, it's James. About the last shipment." "What do you mean you can't sell to DJ anymore? We agreed." Silence while the man on the other end spoke. James's grip on the phone tightened. "I understand," he said finally. "If someone from above pressured you, I don't blame you. Thank you for telling me directly." He hung up and came back in. He didn't need to explain. Diep had already guessed. "Your father?" she asked. "Almost certainly," James said. "He sent people from the city to talk to them. Anyone working with DJ risks losing land or contracts from my family's company. So he really is aiming straight at DJ." "Yeah." James sat at the table, fingers tapping. "He wants to show me that if I don't crawl back, I won't have a way to survive." "What now?" she asked. "Now we look for people who don't live off his favour," James said. "Small households are less dependent. They don't have much to lose, but they have a lot to gain if DJ survives." "You think they'll dare?" she asked. "Some will," he replied. "There are always people who are tired of being squeezed." He forced a small smile. "But that's tomorrow's problem. Today, patient number 1 is you. If you stress too much, the doctor will blame me." Despite the tightness in her chest, Diep smiled. "James," she said softly, "if one day keeping me here makes things worse for DJ, you have to be honest with me." He looked at her. "DJ was never just about money," he said. "It's about proving I can live differently from my father. If I fall while trying to do the right thing, I can live with that. What I can't live with is knowing I abandoned you just to make him feel powerful." He stood and walked to the door, looking out at the mountains. The DJ farm sign creaked in the wind. "When I was a kid, I thought being a good son meant obeying everything," he said quietly. "Now I think maybe being a good son means building something he never taught me how to build." Diep watched his back, not like a boy waiting for punishment, but a man bracing for a storm. "Then promise me one thing," she said. He turned. "What?" "Whatever happens to DJ," she said, "don't let it turn you into him." The words landed quietly. James smiled. "That," he said, "is the easiest promise I've ever made." Night settled over DJ Farm. For the first time in months, Diep slept without wind tearing through a leaky roof. Once she stirred and half opened her eyes. James had slipped in with a flashlight, checked her leg and blanket, and slipped out again. She closed her eyes, one thought settling warm in her chest. Maybe her life really could start over here. Outside, under the faint glow of the DJ Farm sign, James's phone buzzed again. Another message about another supplier backing away. He read it, pocketed the phone, and looked up at the dark sky. "If this is the fight," he muttered, "then let's fight it." Inside, Diep shifted slightly in her sleep, careful not to move her injured leg. Her peaceful face could be the last shot, while the audience understands the real war is only just beginning.
Diep và Từ Diệp. Một buổi sáng ấm áp tại một quán ăn ven đường, cô với con gái nhỏ Nhi trước khi đến trường, thưởng thức những tô mì và khoảnh khắc bình yên hiếm hoi xa cách khoản vay công trình xây dựng và áp lực công việc. Chiều hôm đó họ đến công trường muộn, không tìm thấy họ đến cổng trường muộn và không tìm thấy Nhi ở đâu cả. Nỗi hoảng loạn bùng phát khi họ tưởng tượng ra nhiều điều tồi tệ nhất. Chạy quanh sân trống và tự trách mình về mọi lựa chọn vội vã, bất cần. Ngay khi nỗi sợ lên đến đỉnh điểm, Diep nhận được một cuộc gọi. Mẹ anh đã đón Nhi đi mua kẹo và mua nệm cho ngôi nhà mới. Cả gia đình vội vã đến cửa hàng nơi sự nhẹ nhõm biến thành nước mắt và những cái ôm và tiếng cười. Tại ngôi nhà đang xây dở của mình, Nhi đã thử chiếc đệm mới màu tím của mình, và sau cùng họ tưởng tượng về những căn phòng, về những bữa ăn và kỷ niệm trong tương lai, nhận ra tình yêu và sự an toàn quan trọng hơn nhiều so với những bức tường lát gạch nền và thời hạn 2, 3, 4.